Have you ever felt overwhelmed by emotions like anger or frustration? A man once felt the same way and went to Gautama Buddha, seeking guidance on how to regain control over his emotions. Instead of answering directly, Buddha smiled and said, "Emotions are not your enemy. The problem lies in how you react to them. Let me tell you a story that will help you understand." And so, Buddha began a profound tale about a king and the lesson of mastering one's emotions to find true peace. 2. The story of the king and the fly. Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled a prosperous kingdom. One day, he decided to visit a neighboring kingdom, renowned for its wise and intelligent ruler. Upon his arrival, the king was welcomed with great honor. A grand feast was prepared in his honor, showcasing the hospitality of the neighboring kingdom. While enjoying the meal, the king noticed a fly in his bowl of soup. Disgusted, he angrily ordered his servant to bring him another bowl. The neighboring king, observing the situation, gently said, "Your Majesty, please do not be angry. It is just a small fly. Does it truly matter?" The king replied sharply, "I cannot tolerate such imperfections. Even a small fly is enough to ruin my mood." The wise king smiled and said, "Your Majesty, it is not the fly that ruined your mood, but your reaction to it. We cannot control every situation, but we can control how we respond." These words struck the visiting king deeply. He realized that the problem was not external but internal. Returning to his kingdom, he began practicing the art of non-reaction. Over time, he learned to remain calm in situations that would have previously upset him, making wiser decisions for himself and his people. 3. The lesson. The story of the king and the fly carries a universal truth. It is not circumstances that disturb us, but how we react to them. We often let emotions like anger or frustration dictate our actions, leading to regret and damaged relationships. Reacting impulsively doesn't solve problems, it often makes them worse. However, not reacting doesn't mean suppressing emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging and understanding your feelings without letting them overwhelm you. Emotions are natural, but they are temporary. When you pause and let them pass, you regain control over your actions. Why is non-reaction important? Clarity of mind. It allows you to think objectively and make better decisions. Stronger relationships. Calm responses prevent misunderstandings and foster healthier interactions. Inner peace. Not letting external events dictate your emotions brings a sense of tranquility. To practice this, take deep breaths when feeling overwhelmed. Remind yourself that not every situation deserves a reaction. Focus on the long-term impact rather than the momentary frustration. Ultimately, mastering your emotions isn't about avoiding feelings, it's about responding with wisdom instead of impulse. 4. The story of Daniel. In another part of the world, there was a young man named Daniel. He was highly emotional and often reacted impulsively to challenging situations. His anger and thoughtless words frequently led to arguments and hurt feelings. One day, after a heated argument with a close friend, Daniel realized he needed to change. His reactions were not only harming others but also leaving him feeling regretful and drained. Determined to take control of his emotions, Daniel began exploring mindfulness and meditation. He learned to focus on his breath and observe his thoughts without judgment. At first, it wasn't easy. Daniel still felt anger and frustration. But he practiced pausing before reacting. Gradually, he noticed a change. He became more aware of his emotions and was able to choose his responses thoughtfully. His relationships improved as he communicated with calmness and respect. One day, a friend came to Daniel for advice during a difficult time. The friend said, "Daniel, you always seem so composed. How do you manage to stay calm in tough situations?" Daniel smiled and replied, "It's not that I never feel upset. I just learned to control my emotions and not let them control me. Mindfulness has helped me find peace within." Daniel's journey transformed his life. Over time, people admired him for his strength and calm demeanor. He became a source of inspiration for others, proving that emotional mastery is achievable through patience and practice. 5. Practical techniques. How can you practice emotional control in your daily life? Here are some practical steps. Pause and breathe. Take a deep breath when you feel overwhelmed. Count to 4 as you inhale. Hold for 4 seconds. And exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Acknowledge your emotions. Instead of suppressing your feelings, recognize them. Say to yourself, "I feel angry." And that's okay. It will pass. Change your perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? Look for a different way to view the situation. Practice mindfulness daily. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day meditating or focusing on your breath. This builds resilience and awareness over time. Cultivate compassion. Forgive others and try to understand their perspective. Letting go of resentment frees you from negative emotions. Journal your emotions. Write down how you feel during challenging moments. This helps you process emotions and identify patterns. 6. Buddhist teachings and philosophy. Buddha's teachings about emotions emphasize not just avoiding reaction but also transforming the inner self to achieve true peace. Here are some of his timeless quotes. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. One who conquers himself is greater than one who conquers 1,000 armies on the battlefield. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The root of suffering is attachment. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. The past is already gone. The future is not yet here. Only the present is where you truly live. These quotes are not just philosophies but practical guides for mastering emotions and finding peace within. 7. Conclusion and key lessons. The stories of the king, Daniel, and Buddha's teachings all lead to one conclusion. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Key lessons. Reactions are a choice, not an instinct. Non-reaction doesn't mean passivity, it means thoughtful action. Mindfulness is the foundation of emotional control. Compassion helps transform negative feelings into understanding. Living in the present moment is the path to peace. Mastering your emotions takes patience and practice, but the rewards are life-changing. Begin with small steps, pause, breathe, and respond with wisdom. As Buddha said, in the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Take these lessons into your life and let them guide you toward peace and happiness.